The original SVR is such a definite transitional step between the old SmackDown series and where we've gotten now, despite it only being a year removed from the crown jewel of the entire franchise. SVR 1 was my first current wrestling game when I got it as a kid, and that makes me feel so old, but just seeing the WWE Scratch logo in a video game after being stuck with Just Bring It for months on end spoke to my little kid brain crazy. I can vividly remember picking Devon Dudley for my first run of season mode and just giving that fucker all the belts. It was great. I don't know how all the horny shit went over my little 6-year-old brain, but it's whatever. Today, I'm more interested in what the fans from 22 years ago thought of SVR, its release, their expectations, and all the crazy bullshit in between. Let's move. The name change from Here Comes the Pain to SVR was a huge deal. WWE was sticking all their eggs in the brand warfare basket despite declining ratings, and people weren't even believing that the name was changing. I personally think SVR is an iconic name for the series. It works. But I did enjoy somebody completely predicting GM mode a whole game cycle before it was even hinted at, only to be redirected to Extreme Warfare Revenge.
How about
some nice Dunkin' Donuts? Are they on there?
Dunkin' Donuts? Yeah, we got some Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, make them donuts.
I love EWR, but I could not recommend it to an average PS2 owner, especially in like 2004. Another surprising talking point was title matches and exhibition. This was another feature gutted from the series since SmackDown 2 that wouldn't come back until 06. To put that in perspective, that's the same time gap between the first SVR and SVR 11. I cannot imagine not having a basic feature for that long. But this might be my favorite post though. Hey, I was thinking that we should have all the WrestleMania arenas that there have been, all the way to WrestleMania 20. To which this guy says, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 classic WrestleMania arenas, but not all of them. They could use all that space for something worthwhile. Boom, boom! Well, I hope that these two didn't get their passion for wrestling sucked out of them before they got their hands on my beloved WWE 2K14. What a prediction. This dude straight up saying, I hope legends aren't in the game, killed me though. What do you mean? Why would you want less content? Do you think they'll have that stupid entrance, no music and mini ring? Well, you get your entrances, buddy, but it comes with a price. But this post requesting the Double Down standing 10 count minigame was literally confirming to me that a Ukes dev was playing a double agent in these forums. That is such a specific thing to ask for, dude. That was a div. There's no way somebody asked for the Double Down. This infinity brain dude had a very futuristic idea, literally predicting the SVR 11 weapons physics, proclaiming them to be smash zones. In hindsight, I think that the yearly nature of these games hindered the progress on this aspect of playability. They kinda just went with the whole it ain't broke so don't fix it mentality until we reached the absolute end of the series. We have more SVR 11 time travelers, like this guy asking for walkabout mode from Shut Your Mouth to return. Who knew that SVR 2011 was such a crowd pleaser in 2004? It's just a shame that anybody that was playing these games back then was definitely not watching by 2011. I did enjoy Scully 16 hypothesizing manager controls that would actually make it into the game later that autumn. It's funny in hindsight because I've seen this loading screen of Paul Heyman about 1 billion times, and I have not once ever actually used manager controls in the 2 decades that I've played this game. But you can't have a 2000s video game without a rumor floating around. IGN dropped a bomb that beating the challenge mode nets you a secret costume that the fans will get a kick out of. And man, people wanted answers. This guy is dreading a possible naked option, and man, if he only knew how close he really was to the truth. But we got guesses from Mr. America, Kane's wedding suit, Doink, and the most commonly theorized man, Cactus Jack. People were so adamant that it was Cactus. It's obvious, they said, only to receive a dripped out Versace Rocky instead. And honestly, it's not a bad deal. And Cactus had a moveset created in the early builds of the game. It's just funny watching people get so worked up over something so little and so insignificant. 2K doesn't even drip feed stuff like this anymore, and if they do, nobody really cares to this degree enough to argue about it online. But this last entry bemoaning the lack of women's wrestlers in season mode to the point of literally creating female cause as male only for them to get roped in with the diva horniness always cracked me up. I'm not a girl, a feminist, or some rambling lesbian, but I feel that female fans must get annoyed. Surely WWE must realize that not every fan is a male or a pervert, and we aren't playing so that we can fantasize about seeing some pixelated bras. Man, if you only knew the people running this company. I appreciate y'all's time and attention though. SVR05 holds a special place in my heart, despite its countless flaws. Having to play season mode at 5 AM on mute on my SpongeBob CRT, in fear of my dad walking in and seeing me fighting Benoit, is a memory that I'll never want to lose. Take it easy, y'all.